Alright guys, Darren from FBA Elite and welcome back to another video. So in this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some things that I think are really important to new sellers. If I think back to when I was a new seller, I wish I had known some of these things at that point, as they would have made a big difference to me. So I want to share them with you guys, and that's why I've put this video together. So 10 things I wish I had known as a new Amazon FBA seller. Now, number one, Amazon FBA is a genuine business opportunity. Now, that may seem like a strange thing to have on this list, but I remembered when I discovered Amazon FBA, it sounded really good on paper, but I was always skeptical about whether it is actually a genuine opportunity or not. I don't know how you guys discovered it. I personally saw an advert on a YouTube channel. You know, some of you guys might be searching for passive income ideas or work from home ideas, and then you come across something like Amazon FBA, and it does sound really good, and you see the potential. But at the back of your mind, you're always thinking, is this a scam? Is this some sort of pyramid scheme? Is it just so people can sell courses? And I wish I'd known in the early days that it is actually a genuine opportunity. And if you put the right work in and find the right product, you can make money. So it is a genuine business opportunity. It is not a scam. It is not without risks, but it is a genuine business opportunity. Up next, we have that Amazon does not care about sellers. Now, I had heard some of the stories about Amazon and seller support before I started my FBA business, but until you experience it firsthand how poor it really is, you don't really get how bad it really is. So I just want to warn all of you guys that become Amazon sellers, whenever you have to deal with seller support, there is a good chance the engagement you'll have with them will be very disappointment. So just be aware of that as a new seller. Seller support, they don't care about you, they don't know about you, and when you raise tickets, they might send you a templated response, and for you to actually get through to someone who's actually going to stop and take time and consider your ticket and help you properly, that takes a lot of perseverance and patience. Okay, number 3 is getting a trademark should be prioritized. Now, when I started selling, I didn't take trademarks overly seriously, and I think I was probably selling for 5 to 6 months before I actually got my trademark through and applied for Brand Registry. Now, what I've been seeing more and more of recently is people are launching products, enjoying some initial success, and then they'll get something like a hijacker will come in and start selling on their listing as well. So that causes them problems. And more recently, I've seen someone actually have someone change their product brand, which has really messed up their listing. So getting a trademark is essential in my eyes. Now, if you're thinking about Amazon FBA, as soon as you've decided on your brand name, you need to apply for that trademark. You want to be selling on Amazon for a shorter period of time without it, because if you do get something like a hijacker and you don't have a trademark, it can be very difficult to get them removed, if not impossible in some cases. So if you are taking Amazon FBA seriously, get that trademark application in as soon as possible and get yourself brand registered so you can get that additional protection. Number 4, you will probably invest more money than you expect to. Now, this happened to me. I started off with a budget of around £5,000. The first product started going well, so I then had to order a second batch of stock. So that's a few more £1,000 invested in the second batch of stock while the first batch was selling through, as I wanted to try and stay in stock. Even though I still went out of stock for a little bit of time, that was my intention. And then when you start to enjoy the success of that first product, you start thinking about your second product and your third product. And before you know it, you end up like I was, which is £20,000 invested with 3 different products live. So be aware that you will probably invest a lot more money than you expect to when you first start out. Now, for number 5, I've got reviews and ratings aren't everything, and that seems quite specific, but I remember back to when I started Amazon FBA, a lot of the videos do focus on product research, and all of these product research videos seem to use reviews and ratings as the only metric to judge whether a niche is competitive and whether it's something you should avoid or not. Now, that has not been my experience. Now, if you launch a product that is identical or very similar to every other product that is already in that niche, yes, reviews and ratings are going to be extremely important, as that is how people are going to compare your listing alongside the price. However, if you develop your product properly and you offer additional value, you know, you've got a visual feature that people really want or additional functionality that people want, then you won't be compared directly on reviews or ratings because you're offering something else in addition to that. So you could quite possibly compete on Amazon against someone that's got 5,000 reviews when you've only got 5 reviews. If you're offering more than just a product that is comparable, you're actually offering something extra. So for me, reviews, whilst you should obviously pay attention to them, they are not the most important thing. And following on from that point, perceived value is more important than price. So if you look at a niche and you think, oh, well, everyone's selling in that niche for £15 to £20. I'm not saying come on there and sell a product for £40 or £50 of that, as that is really untested. There's no reason you can't come in at £15 to £20 initially with a product that offers more value and see if you can develop a new ceiling price in that niche. So everyone else might be selling at £15 or £20, but if you've got a great product with high perceived value, then someone may pay £22, £23, £24, £25 or even higher. The key thing to remember is not all about price. Price is important, and I remember when I developed my products, I always kept an eye on price and was thinking, how cheap could I sell this? But actually the question I try to ask myself now is, how much can I sell it for? Not how cheaply can I sell it for? Number 7, how you pay suppliers can really impact profits. So I was thinking back to when I placed my first bulk order, and I was so caught up in everything that was going on, the excitement, and just wanted to kind of crack on with everything, that I just paid with a credit card through Trade Assurance on Alibaba. Now, I didn't really pay too much attention to the fees at the time, as I was more focused on everything moving forward, but it really did cost quite a bit of money. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take you to, this is my HSBC commercial credit card, and this will be the same for a lot of credit cards. If you're with one of the challenger banks such as Starling or Revolut, it would be different. But this is the HSBC commercial card, and you can see here their non-sterling transaction fee is 2.99%. So that's quite a lot already. You're paying 3% in transaction fee just on your credit card. However, on top of that, you're also if you're paying through Trade Assurance, the credit card fee on that is 2.95% as well. So effectively a 6% fee on your bulk order. Now, how does that actually, what does that equate to in terms of money? Well, if you were paying for something that was $10,000, this is roughly what you'd be looking at, and this is using the Visa, the official Visa exchange rate calculator. So let's say we're going to be paying for $10,000 of product from a supplier. Our bank fee was 2.99%, which we're going to pop in there. So at the moment, based on the exchange rate, it's £7,200, but with the bank fee, that's taken up to £7,420. So that's added over £200. And if you've got pretty much the same 3% free from Alibaba, from Trade Assurance, that's going to be another £200 on top. So you could quite realistically be paying over £7,600. Now, if you paid for it using something like TransferWise, which is what I use a lot, and you can still use this with Trade Assurance, which is the protection you get through Alibaba, to send the same $10,000 would only cost £7,265. So around £350 less just by changing the mechanism of which you pay your suppliers. And that's why I wanted to put it into this video. For number 8, we have third-party logistics are worth considering even if you don't need to use one. So when I started my Amazon FBA business, 3PL or third-party logistics wasn't even something that had come across my radar. It's only kind of popped up in the past few months because of changes within Amazon, and that we now have very strict inventory limits and also very strict ASIN level limits. So limits on your overall storage, but also limits on individual products as well. So I use a 3PL all the time. And most new sellers will probably want to find themselves a 3PL as well. But even if you don't need one, they can be beneficial as they keep storage fees down. So I've had to use one over Q4, and Q4 storage fees on Amazon are higher during Q4, but with my 3PL, the storage fees were nice and low. So I had to pay my 3PL some money to actually store the product and ship it to Amazon, but it still worked out cheaper than actually sending all of the products to Amazon in the first place and just keeping them there. For number 9, we have the right software is essential to success. I would say it is not impossible, but it's very difficult to succeed on Amazon unless you're using the right software. Now, there are lots of pieces of software available, all of which will do similar types of things. You guys know my preference is to use the Helium 10 tool suite, whether you're doing product discovery, whether you're doing tracking your organic ranks, or you need to do keyword research if you're creating your listing or your PPC optimization, whatever it is, all of those tools are within Helium 10, and that's why I use that piece of software. But find the right piece of software for you. If Helium 10 is the sort of thing that you want to use, I'll put a discount code to that in the top comment like usual. And then finally, community is key. As seller support is so poor, at some point you're going to have to reach out to other sellers. There's no two ways about it. Seller support will let you down at some point, and you'll have to contact people like myself, or go onto the Amazon seller forums, or even go to FBAelite.com, which are our own forums. Today we've just passed the 3,000 members in total. So that, thank you massively to everyone that has signed up to FBA Elite. So if you do want to discuss Amazon FBA with myself and over 3,000 other FBA sellers, go over to fbaelite.com, sign up to the forums. It is completely free. And if you found this video useful, I'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment, scroll down, hit that like button. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the forums.